Well, hello and welcome back. My name is Kieron Seamons. This is my inky world where we do lots of fun, scribbly, passionate drawings in ink. So, I was watching this documentary about some dinosaur-y things, and there's a lovely saber-toothed tiger, and I thought, man, that would make a great drawing. So that's what today's subject is. Let's do some drawing. Well, here we go. We are going to get on with some brush pen. And I've done a very, very light kind of 2 circles there just to give me a guidance of where everything will be. And I'm not quite sure of what this cat is going to look like. But let's just start and see where we go. Let's give him quite a wide... Let's give him a quite wide kind of scary type of mouth. Probably a very good way to start it. Up, we're drawing in the nose, and again now I am drawing in a kind of a brush pen at the moment, and it is a very, very different style. It does take a lot of kind of getting used to. I'm not really familiar as well as I would like to be. There you go, I've said it. I would love to be much more kind of skilled with the brush. And in saying that, it's basically that when you are used to drawing something, you do draw every other tool in the same style, you know. It's like if you're used to drawing in the brush, when you pick up a dip pen, you will quite possibly be drawing very much in a dip pen, and vice versa. I do find that a lot of my techniques and a lot of my skills that I'm drawing in here are very much taken from my dip brush, from my dip pen. And in saying that, it's quite difficult then to make it different. There we go. And I almost kind of I keep kind of feeling like dip, you know, it's like almost kind of need to dip it in some ink. I don't know if that makes any difference anymore, but give it some kind of pattern. But it is nice, it's very nice to kind of play with a different approach. And I saw this documentary, and it was very interesting. It was very fascinating about these kind of creatures. And part of the kind of debate was whether the teeth actually came inside or they were an external thing. And I kind of feel like I'm kind of hoping to go for the external because it kind of gives it that more kind of dynamic look, you know. The noise that you hear behind me is indeed Mr. Miro. He is he's playing around with scratching the sofa until he finds the perfect kind of I don't know situation. He scratches it, and then walks around in circles and scratches it, and then sits back down in the exact same place. I used to be very into a lot of comic artists. I haven't I haven't got into it in such a long time, and it's for the simple reason that it's just not really in my kind of habit. When I was a young, well, I should say younger, shouldn't I? When I was a younger chappie, I was very much into the comics and the styles of the comics and such like. But there is just so many great artists out there at the moment. There's just so many. And I do kind of feel like there is more now than there ever was, you know. I do, maybe it's because everybody's kind of learning their skills from everybody that is there. I mean, you know, obviously before YouTube, you basically had to look at a drawing and kind of analyze it and think, wow, I should draw it like this and I should do this like that. And he probably does it like this and he probably does that like that. Whereas now it's kind of like you can kind of type somebody's name in and they're kind of like giving you all their secrets, which is kind of, I mean, it's great, but at the same time it's kind of, I do find there's less individual styles, if that's fair to say, I don't know. I do kind of feel like, let's just dip that in, give it some, do I have a tissue? I do feel less individual styles. I do find like there's, you know, a lot of them are drawing very much about what was there before, you know. It's kind of like, you know, you either draw in the kind of Marvel style, or let's open another jar. This is a little bit lighter, this ink. You draw in the kind of Marvel style, or the kind of Japanese style. It's quite, and whereas I do kind of feel like before, I think maybe it's money. Maybe money has driven people to be less kind of individual, less less experimental. Maybe is the description I'm looking for. I'm definitely going to have to learn a little bit more about this this brush way of drawing. A little bit too clean for my liking. But it does have a very interesting feel to it. I do remember some of the artists like Crumb and people like that coming up with well, even back to like Fat Freddy's Cat and stuff like that, which I you know, at the time for me was like this incredible drawing style. It was like, I do feel it was quite a kind of a new world almost that people were creating back then. I do buy a lot of comics, but I don't really buy them in a person. I don't really kind of follow a particular person. Though I did watch. I got bought. My girlfriend at the time bought me a whole batch of comics, and they were sensational. Really made me think, you know. Made me think a lot. The whole kind of dynamics in the drawing, and I always feel like the comic people are very good generally everything, you know. They're very good at drawing characters, they're very good at drawing figures, they're very good at drawing backgrounds, they're very good at everything. Obviously in a lot of those type of things they do kind of go for they have a colorist, so they're not actually coloring it; they give it to somebody else. But then it's kind of very much broken down like that anyway in the comic world. I think somebody does the the writing, somebody does the kind of sketching, somebody does the inking, somebody does the coloring. So it's a whole kind of team effort, which I think is pretty incredible, really. I mean, the results are pretty magnificent. In fact, I'd be very tempted to see if I've got a nice little brush. I've been tidying up my table in in an attempt to kind of get away from some of the kind of, I shouldn't say mess, but get a little bit away from the clutter of everything. I have kind of, let's try and get in there and do some stripes. There was a kind of a period there where I was trying to, I kind of felt like it was kind of getting a little bit too cluttered, and I was trying to be clever, and I'm not really sure that it really helped, because it's, after so many years, it's kind of like you kind of know where everything is, you know. It's kind of like you reach out your right hand and you pick up something, and you reach out your left hand and you pick up something without even knowing. I mean, just knowing that it's there. You know, yeah. For other people, it's very messy, but for the person that's actually in that environment, it's actually quite beautiful, because and again, it's nice to kind of explore a little bit. I find this particular ink here is drying very rapidly. It's quite irritating. But it gives it a nice kind of texture to it. And sometimes it's the fun of it is really exploring. I mean, I haven't done too many brushwork drawings, but it's very, very interesting to kind of get a feeling of what different tools can do. I mean, it'd be very nice to be able to kind of combine both my styles, really, of having the brush and having the dip at the same time. I'm wondering quite how that would look, but I mean, I still use these videos as kind of like my sketch mode. It's really about kind of getting into having a nice kind of sketchy morning. I do still love that. I do still. I mean, the whole kind of concept really here is about a kind of a fly on the wall. This is what I'm doing today, and would you like to watch? I'm not really trying to do it in any other format. I did try there to do different formats, but I do keep coming back to just turn on the camera and what am I drawing today, and I feel that really works better for me. I do feel like it's really a much more of a natural type of morning. You know, less of the fake dramas that I get on a lot of pages, and I do quite like my just me at home approach. Just trying to add some stripes as I go. It's kind of been a little bit more like a saber-toothed a saber-toothed home cat, domestic cat. It hasn't really become very wild. I think maybe the pose of him a little bit more kind of plodding along has been guiding that, I guess. Has given them a very nice type of plump kind of feel to it, which I'm very happy about. And I'm wondering there, now I got some water. Maybe I could kind of. So it's got the roundness of his body coming in there. It's quite nice. Quite happy with that. Lovely. I do like the the way the pen drags. It does have a very nice appeal to it. A very loose kind of approach to it. Though I must say I do prefer my ink. And when my ink comes, can't believe I ran out of ink. And that reminds me, thank you for all the people that support this channel. Thank you very much. You are wonderful. And without it, things would be very, very different. So thank you very kindly. And there's this other leg coming in. So he's got a nice kind of plodding type of feeling to him. I wonder if that ink is a little bit more soft, is it? Sometimes with the other brush it bleeds through. Very nice. What a very strange big fat cat. A very kind of angry looking cat. A bit of a shadow underneath him, just to show how big he is. So there you have a kind of a big fat plodding cat. Very nice. Let's get some of the stripes going into the legs. So, there's a little drawing for you today of some kind of big fat saber-toothed cat. And I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, do let me know. Send me a comment. Tell me what you feel. Lovely. I quite enjoyed that. But more importantly, what did you think? What did you think? So there you have it, a very nice kind of big bouncy cat with very large teeth. Enjoyed that. Right, there you are. That's what today's drawing is. Come back again tomorrow and we'll do some more drawing. I would love to know what you think about it. I would love you to get some comments coming in from it. And I will see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.